Welcome. I'm Leslie Juvin-Acker. You know me as the leadership coach and expert career strategist who delivers weekly career advice from Malachi's Picks. Join me for an inside look as I explore the subjects of leadership, career advancement, and work-life balance with today's lifestyle industry disruptors and innovators. Now on Drive.
Today on this episode of Drive, we're in Oceanside, California at the iconic barn of Larry Balma, skateboard industry pioneer, co-founder of Tracker Trucks and Transworld Media, and now author of Tracker, 40 Years of Skateboard History. Step inside with me as Larry shares what it takes to succeed as a leader and how 40 years of skateboard history reveals lessons you can use to advance your own lifestyle career. Now on this episode of Drive. Welcome everyone, today on this episode of Drive here at Larry Balma's barn. Thanks for joining us, Larry, on this episode.
Well, thank you for taking the time to show off our Tracker 40 Years of Skateboard History. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, we're happy to be here today. So Larry, Tracker contains dozens of interviews from skateboarding's most influential and biggest names. Can you tell us about who these contributors are and what role Tracker played in their careers today?
We actually interviewed 65 people, and about 48 of them made it into the book. And their interviews are much longer than what we had space to print in the book. And a lot of that brought back memories or other stories that we ended up including in the book and other places. The freestylers of the 80s all ended up being big-time action sports business owners. And it's because of their focus and determination in learning all these freestyle tricks. To be a freestyler and compete in a contest, you had to make a complete run without an error, or you didn't have a chance of getting in the top 5, you know. But others, Stacy Peralta became a film director. Craig Stesick is the marketing guru. Brian Ridgway, our team manager, he's a consultant in the industry now. He worked for us for 18 years. Guys like GSD and Neil Blender are artists. Look at the way they skated with abandon, reckless abandon. Well, like Rodney Mullen, Per Willinder, Kevin Harris, Steve Rocco, Pierre Andre,
Some big names.
Reggie Barnes. He's the largest distributor in the United States. But these guys practice their tricks hours and hours and hours every single day to perfect these tricks, get them absolutely perfect, because when you were a competitor in a contest, your run had to be flawless or you were not even going to get close to winning.
Right. So this determination, this focus in their work, this effort of seeking perfection through their tricks and their runs, if you will, has really helped them a lot in how they run as businessmen and entrepreneurs today.
And that showed up in all these businesses they run.
Tracker, 40 Years of Skateboard History. It's a big book. It's nearly 400 pages. Why this book and why now?
Well, we thought about doing a book for 20 years, but it's just overwhelming thinking of how much effort it takes to do this.
Right.
So when I finally stepped back from the day-to-day running of the business, we moved the collection and archives that I amassed over, the full 40 years or even more. And we moved it to the barn here. And my wife Louise is organizational. She's an architect by trade, and she spent a couple of years organizing stuff and then another couple of years scanning images, and 4 years of overtime work, and we have a book.
40 years of a lot of memories and artifacts in this big building here. It took a lot of work, and now it's into something really productive and useful.
And we've made a lot of happy skaters in the process.
And I'm sure they're excited to read it.
Oh yeah.
Tracker is an epic case study of having a business in the action sports industry. You and your contributors talk about in the interviews the ups and downs of the business. My question is with Malachi readers, many of them thinking about starting a business and some of them already entrepreneurs, what advice do you have for Malachi readers who are thinking of starting a business or are already an entrepreneur for having a business today?
My partner Dave Dominy and Gary Dodds and I built this Tracker truck. It was the first modern skateboard truck, and it was the best-selling truck for the next 2 decades. We pushed the envelope of skateboarding by bringing our product in there. We have a lot of pride in our product.
Right.
But to do that, we worked 24/7 and without pay.
Yikes.
And the whole time paying the other people that were working for us.
Right.
But it takes that passion and determination and the belief in your product to carry that through. Ideas are a dime a dozen.
Right.
To take that idea and take it through the development stage and the production stage and all the problems that it takes to get to market and then market the product, that's what has value.
So
and it takes the passion to push you and drive you through that whole process.
You include interviews with big names in skateboarding. What combination of personality and skill does it take to create a winning and memorable professional?
Well, Tony Hawk, Christian Hosoi, Tony Alva, and the late Jay Adams were all excellent skaters, very determined riders. They're all great guys, but and they won contests and they did it all. Some guys can be arrogant and maybe that's cool, but the bottom line is if you're gracious and humble, your fans are gonna be there for you.
Right, because you can relate.
You can relate. And the skater that shows up at 6 a.m. for the morning news show is probably going to be selling more product than the skater that wins the contest that day. Or maybe he's going to be the skater that wins the contest also. I mean, I've seen Tony Hawk with, he's got to have handlers, a couple of people around him, to get him from the ramp to the green room or to the limo or to the helicopter, after this event. And Tony will take one step and sign 3 autographs and take one more step and sign 3 autographs, and very gracious the whole time. But he's a star, and all these guys end up doing that. They realize that their job is more than just performing on a skateboard.
Right, it's relating with people.
Yes.
So that grace, that humility, and that sense of connecting with people is really, at the end of the day, what it's all about.
It goes a long way. We have a lot of interviews in the Tracker book, and you can learn something from everyone.
A little bit of everything, and it'll take you all the way to the end of this book, Tracker, 40 Years of Skateboard History. Larry, thank you so much for inviting me and all the Malachi.com viewers on this episode of Drive, and for sharing your amazing story with Tracker, 40 Years of Skateboard History.
Leslie, thank you so much for coming out here and sharing our Tracker book with all your readers. It's been a great experience.
And for me too. Thanks, Larry.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of Drive, brought to you by Malachi.com, Carrasco Creative Media, and me, your career coach, Leslie Juvin-Acker. Charge your career, and see you here next time on Drive.
Preview and purchase your own copy of Tracker, 40 Years of Skateboard History, and read complete Tracker team interviews at trackerhistory.com.
Do you or someone you know have an inspirational leadership story? Reach out to us at my Malachi profile and connect with me.
We would love to tell your story. For additional career advice and extended drive conversations, join us on the Drive page at malachi.com. Be a part of the community and put your career in drive.